Leonardo da Vinci, one of the greatest men to ever live. You see, as students in the University of Dallas in spring of 2024, we've studied the ancients, the ancient philosophers, the ancient artists, the ancient scientists, and all three of these converge upon one single man as their greatest fulfillment. What is the nature of Leonardo da Vinci's knowledge? To what extent was he affected by extraterrestrial life? Was he a man at all? Was his father an alien? We may never know. For the purposes of this interview, we brought in 4 ancient astronaut theorists. My colleagues Kealan, Henry Gramling, Clare, and Maggie Flood. We'll be talking about the historiography, the literature, and theology of the man, the myth, the alien, Leonardo da Vinci. All right, Dr. Safranica, could you just introduce the topic to us, some of the discrepancies here, confusions around the identity of Leonardo da Vinci?
Sì, certo, sì. Leonardo da Vinci, as you can probably tell from his name, was Italian. Many say that he was a very learned man, but actually his intelligence was, even though he was Italian, even compared to Italians, Leonardo da Vinci was extraordinarily intelligente. So intelligente that we question whether he could have actually known all the things he could have known in his time. This makes us wonder, did he time travel? Is he from the past or from the future? And is he even of this earth?
All right, Dr. Hawk, what can you contribute to the broader narrative of Leonardo da Vinci with your history background?
As students of history, we study the impact of historical figures on what would be their future. However, as many ancient astronaut theorists have proposed, Leonardo da Vinci is a historical figure who was impacted by the future. You see, there's a span of 2 years in which he has gone missing from the historical record.
It was 1476 to 1478. Remind me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. In this time, he writes of a cave which has since disappeared. We don't know where it is. Now, in Dr. Olenick's astronomy class, we learned about the black holes and how black holes are able to bend space-time. Now, is it possible that in this cave, there was a black hole created just large enough to bend space-time, giving Da Vinci a glimpse into the future? And this is how he was able to create his mind-bogglingly advanced inventions. Or is it possible that this human, Leonardo da Vinci, was taken through this portal created by the black hole?
Portal, you mean like a wormhole?
A wormhole.
Yeah.
Yes. And replaced with an extraterrestrial being.
All right, Mr. Gramling, could you speak to us a little bit about the literary footprint? I think really the literary significance of Leonardo da Vinci for the viewer.
Can I? I can, yes. So I think it's very, very interesting to think about the fact that Leonardo da Vinci wrote a lot of his journals in mirror writing.
Could you explain mirror writing for the viewer?
Oh, of course. It's a very complicated concept. You write backwards so it looks like writing in a mirror. Hence the name mirror writing.
Interesting.
Yes. And so he has done this for a significant amount of his work that was seen as unsightly by the Vatican, such as prying around in cadavers and documenting such results. I think it's very, very fascinating to think about what would prompt him to write in such a manner. Perhaps to deny the prying of unwanted eyes upon his work, or perhaps to prevent the prying of unwanted eyes that belong to extraterrestrials, perhaps.
Interesting.
But who's to say? Not me. But maybe me. Because if you think about it, and I know my esteemed colleague, Dr. Hawk, has spoken about the possible and probable wormhole circumstance with Mr. Da Vinci. But what are mirrors in, right? Yeah, they're in bathrooms, they're in other things. But most importantly, they're in telescopes. And what are...
Interesting.
May I ask you, what are telescopes, if not a wormhole to the cosmos?
All right, Mrs. Flood.
It's Doctor.
Dr. Flood, I'm sorry. Other ancient astronaut theorists have posited a similarity between the supposed ancient alien abduction of the prophet Enoch and perhaps an ancient alien abduction of Leonardo da Vinci. Could you speak to that for us?
I could, if you asked me. You did ask me. I will speak to that. It has come to my attention that all those that posited this theory are actually men. And because this field is so... it's just been permeated with this masculine idealism, I think that it almost covers our eyes so that we can't see the aliens that are in our own day. We have to look back to Enoch. But if we look more recently, if you actually look at this painting with me, this is St. Patrick. We don't like the Irish, but we like St. Patrick. So we have St. Patrick right here. And if you look at this part of the painting, there's actually a UFO in the background. And I've consulted with modern artists, and they assure me this is an original Da Vinci, actually. I don't know why they let me hold it in my bed.
Dr. Flood, have you been able to date this at all?
I've actually not been very successful in the dating spheres thus far, but you mean the picture?
Yes.
My apologies. This picture, I think it's from actually 1477, which would place it right in the middle of Da Vinci's escapist period.
Interesting.
Yes. So right in the middle of Da Vinci's disappearance, and actually this is lead on top of it, and I don't actually know the kind of paint, but it's a not lead paint in the rest of the painting. So if you shine an X-ray on it, then you only see the UFO. And this is a flip of what we see in some of his other paintings, such as the Annunciation. But I mean, it's undeniable.
Interesting. Thank you, Dr. Flood.
So I hope you've enjoyed the historiographical introduction to the issues around the identity of Leonardo da Vinci. We've hardly scratched the surface, and I hope you understand that. It's not something that we can easily do in 8 minutes, but I hope that we've at least given you a glimpse, that we've given you a scratch under the surface. And I think at the end of the day, really, the importance for the modern world of this question, who was Leonardo da Vinci, cannot be understated. Was he a man? Was he a myth? Was he an alien the entire time? We may never know. But until then, I don't know.